picture of Andy to Dan. Mr. Caruso, could you check your phone, please? No, there's a message there. Check out the mug that he has in his hand.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
No.
Oh, my bad.
10.
My bad.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. And I will call our June 21st County Commissioner meeting to order. But now what I'd like for you to do is stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Are we ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Okay. Andy, unfortunately, is not going to be here today. Unfortunately, he's on vacation, so that's good. But anyway, so our first item on our agenda today is the A, which is the first order of business, opening and reading of the bids. So I want to know, is Brian here to read anything about? Oh, there he is. Yay. Okay, there he is. Good.
Good morning, Brian Davidson, building engineer for St. Joseph County. Office is located at 227 West Jefferson in the basement. We've got 4 bids that came in. This is for the re-roof of the St. Joe County Archives building, which we had just recently purchased. First bid is Wolf Commercial Roofing, 1319 North Iowa Street, South Bend, Indiana. Just a second here. Base bid amount, $383,159. And there were some alternates for a 30 years opposed to the 20. Those amounts are $417,286. And there's another alternate for $457,598. If those options were taken, I believe that would change the time window of when that work would be done, because that material is not available. All those companies would have to order that, and we would be some time out on that. Second is Slate Roofing and Sheet Metal Company, 1703 South Bend Ironwood Drive, or South Ironwood Drive, South Bend, Indiana. Base bid amount, $384,420. And I do not see a voluntary alternate on this. Next is Middle Engineering, 52369 State Road 933, South Bend, Indiana. Base bid amount, $478,200.
And Brian, you only have to read the base bid amounts for today's purposes.
What is it?
You only have to read the base bid amounts
Oh,
for today's purposes.
Okay, all right. Last is Reliable Roofing and Construction, 2208 Miami Street, South Bend, Indiana. Just a second. Base bid amount, $241,579.31.
What company is that?
What is it?
What company is that?
That is Reliable Roofing and Construction.
At this point, I think we need a motion to receive the bids and refer them back to Brian and his team for further review.
Well,
Make-
that's what I was gonna
Make a motion for that.
But I just asked, any questions about, we have 4 of them, right? We have 4 bid options?
Correct.
That's what I thought, yeah. Okay, so there is a motion to receive the bid. I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye,
Motion carries.
all right, good. All right, our next item on our agenda.
You can stay if you like, Mr. Sage. Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay. Our next item on our agenda is the reports and requests from, first of all, our commissioners. So our first on A is accounts payable docket.
Make a
Is there a
motion.
motion?
Motion to approve?
Second?
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, so approved. All righty, good. All right, our next commissioner's agenda item B is business of the month for May. And I just enjoy honoring the businesses. So do you want to say anything?
Sure.
Okay.
Nadeem, could you step to the podium? You want to go with him? Come on. You can take pictures too while he'll be there. This is a unique award because this young man was a citizen of the month last year, who's done a phenomenal job, he and his family. Came here from a foreign country, learned our language, has been a very big asset to the community and has been accepted to Harvard Business School, which is awesome, so we appreciate that. So we're here to honor Fat Boy's Creamery, which now exists in the old Shamil's Barber Shop, for those of you all old enough to remember that on Portage Avenue. and the Portage Convenience Store are two businesses with the same interest, which is to serve the community here in South Bend. The Portage neighborhood has become something more than just another business target. It has become a family to Fat Boys Creamery and Portage Convenience Store. Not only has it been like family to the two business, but to Nadeem personally as well. So, I would like to give this man the
So,
floor.
Good
to
morning,
fill us in.
everyone. It is truly an honor to be standing here today.
We need your name and full address for the record, sir.
So the address is 1239 King Street, and my name is Nadeem Aliyan. And it is truly an
Get a little
honor.
closer to the mic.
All right. It is truly an honor to be standing here today. I would like to begin by thanking the Board of Commissioners, the City of South Bend, but most importantly, my father, Imad Aliyan. My father has always taught me from a young age to be kind to others and look out for those who I care about. This is why at such a young age I always knew I wanted and needed to provide my neighborhood with things that they truly needed. This has been my new family since I arrived from my home country, Jordan. South Bend accepted me and showed me that this is my second family. My second family deserves job opportunities and places to go spend family time together, all within the same neighborhood. I can say that my businesses are important to me, but seeing that my community is happy and enjoy what I give them is even more important and meaningful to me. Whatever I do, I always do it with the intent of making others happy. And I'm speechless with the support that I have been receiving from this city, my forever family. Thank you to every single person that is here today. I acknowledge every single one of you. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Sir, could you all, you come up front here?
No, I mean.
Ice cream. Yay. Okay. Our next item on the agenda is the Youth of the Month for May. As 2022 Eagle Scout class. We would like to congratulate the 2022 Eagle Scout class on a wonderful year for honoring them with our Youth of the Month. Okay, comments? Yes. What? What?
Just your name and address and
Yes.
a brief synopsis of
Yes,
why you're here.
right.
Sure.
So let me help. This is Ariana. She's one of the first female Eagle Scouts in the St. Joe County Eagle Scout class, correct?
Yes.
And to become an Eagle Scout, can you fill us in on what that means?
So you have to kind of go through a system of ranks, which takes several years to advance. And so all of it includes different things like learning life skills, being in service to your community, being in service to the outdoors, following different types of codes of conducts, making sure that you are an active participant not only in your community, but also nationwide, earning specific merit badges, and different things like that.
And how long did it take you to become an Eagle Scout?
It took me about 2.5 years.
And because females couldn't really join Boy Scouts of America until what, 2019?
2019, yes, February of 2019.
So you flew through it about as fast as you could.
I had a 2-week window of that I had in between of if I waited 2 weeks, I wouldn't have been able to get it.
Well, perfect.
Yeah.
How many Eagle Scouts do we have in our community?
I'm unsure
Roughly.
on the number of Eagle Scouts in our community.
You were class of 1966, Bill? 91. Okay, so is it still the same? You have to go Cub Scouts, Bear, Wolf, right?
So there's Cub Scouts, which
Webelos?
have, yes, Webelos, and after they get the order of the Order of Light, they transition into the Boy Scouts. And then from Boy Scouts, it's Scout rank, Tenderfoot, second class, first class, Star, Life, Eagle.
Okay, apparently I had some problems in the Weeblo and I gave me the boot, so. But that's awesome, appreciate your work, because that's dedicated, locked in on what y'all have to do, so what you do in the next step of your life, I think all this is really gonna be helpful to you and everybody else that's put that time in to get to where you get, so it's a great, great job.
It is. Thank you so much, and here's,
Come on up and take a picture.
Yeah. Never made the Eagle Scouts.
those are always the fun and nice things for us to do. So that's nice. I appreciate it. Okay, next thing on our agenda is D, bills passed by the St. Joseph County Council. So now, bill number 7522 became our ordinance number 7022, which is a salary amendment for Health Department changing part-time salary. Any questions or comments from our board?
No.
No? Is there a motion?
Move to approve?
Second?
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay. Next is bill number 71-22, which becomes now 71-22, which is establishing a salary for a second male clerk. Any questions or comments about anything? sir?
Negative.
Negative, oh,
Negative?
negative, no comments for
That
it?
means no?
Oh, so you're okay with it? Any motion?
Move for approval.
Oh, there we go, okay. I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Vote aye?
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, next one, 3 is bill number 7322 is now ordinance 7222, which is salary amendment increasing insurance investigator salary.
I
have no comments, I'll move for approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye?
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, the fourth one is bill number 7422, which is now ordinance 7322, which is giving a bonus to 2 employees in human resources with a second bonus if Munis rolls out in January.
No questions, move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye?
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
There's your bonuses.
Okay, next thing's 5 is bill number 82-22, which is now ordinance 7422, which salary amendments increasing salaries of certain jobs at the Dukem Center.
No questions, move for
Your
approval.
approval? I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, number 6 is bill number 77-22, which is now ordinance number 75-22, which is salary amendment for community transition case manager at Dukem Center.
No questions, move for approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. All right, number 7 Our bill number is 78-22, and now it's ordinance number 76-22, which is salary amendment for increasing certain job titles with juvenile probation and probate court.
No questions, and I'm going to move for an approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. All right, our next item, number 8, is bill number 79-22, which now becomes ordinance 77-22, which is establishing salaries for a supervisor probation officer and adding of a probation officer with adult probation.
No questions, move for approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, now number 9 is bill number 80-22, ordinance number 78-22, which is establishing a salary for a coordinator position in adult probation.
No questions, move for approval.
Aye. I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
I'm voting aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Good. Okay, number 10, which bill number 81-22, ordinance number 79-22, which is establishing salaries within the domestic violence grant under the sheriff for a victim specialist crisis service unit and a part-time victim specialist.
No questions, and I'm going to go for an approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay. Now this is last one, number 11, which is bill number 69-22, which is now ordinance number 80-22, which is the monthly transfers and appropriations bill to fund salary amendments in ordinances 70-22 through 79-22, as outlined above. Any
Yeah,
approval?
just a second. Do you know why all three Republicans voted no on this? Do you know, with that meeting?
I don't.
Okay. I have no further questions. I'm voting for approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Going
Aye.
aye?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. All right, good. Got all that done. Okay, then our next one is E, is approval of Ready Security Services Secretary Contract. Derek, you have any comments or questions?
Sure, this is part of our overall new security plan that we're looking for. For this building, we had a service that was there before, which in my view was not up to, we're just changing it. So Ratty will take the civilian part of the security in the building. We're looking for more county police to be in this building. I think they go to the council Tuesday to get approval for that. And once that's done, employees will come in off of Jefferson. People doing regular business will come in the front so our people can pay more attention to the people doing business here. And just a lot of other safety features we're going to be changing in this building. So this is a good first step, Mr. Mish.
Very good first step.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, and I just know that we don't have enough people, to work here. So, at this point. So anyway, is there a motion?
Motion to approve this contract with Ratty Security Services.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, then F. It's approval of release of
Elevators
temporary.
down?
I'm sorry,
Elevators
what now?
down? No, I'm talking to Mr.
Oh,
Mish. Go
okay.
ahead.
I'm sorry. Approval of release of temporary highway easement at Douglas Road, State Road 23. Any questions or comments about anything?
Sky Matters, you want to tell us about this? I don't know about this. Or Bill, somebody?
I can jump in.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
We needed a temporary easement to do work in the area. Contractually, we had to release it on behalf of the property owner. Once we were done with the work, the work's completed. The property owner, I believe, wants to sell it now, and they need the lien release, or the easement released, so that's what we're doing.
Is that the one at the southeast corner?
I'm not sure which parcel it is.
I think it is on the southeast corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, now next to our agenda G, which is approval of support and grant agreement dash 2022 victims of crime. And it's for the prosecutor's office. So is there anybody that wants to speak? Okay, good.
Yes, Bob Reisenhoover, Prosecutor's Office, is on the 10th floor of this building. We have a new requirement for any VOCA or STOP grants from the Department of Justice and ICGI, which is the state granting authority. This requires anybody receiving these grants to get pre-certification of anybody dealing with individuals under the age of 18, minors. We have to do background checks for any employees, contractors, anybody that's going to be dealing with the kids. Includes criminal background and fingerprint checks. We currently have been doing this for 2 or 3 years with the child support group on the 6th floor. And we've found several different companies that do this, and one of them we're going to use is the one that we've used for 2 years with child support. It's much more economical, and they're well-trained to do these different checks. So this is just becomes part of the grants as an add-on.
So I just want to make sure that I just understand that this will help with the certification of suitability of individuals interacting with participating minors?
Right.
Oh, good.
All dealing with anybody over 18, it doesn't apply to. It's
Not-
the
yeah, it says
minors.
less than 18, so that's what I want to
Right.
confirm. Okay. Any other comments or questions?
What is the value of the grant?
This is for any grant. This is just, this will go as an addendum to any grant that we
Okay,
get.
gotcha.
We currently have 2 pending, but we have to get this approved before we can submit the
Okay.
grant.
And this would be applicable to grants that you've received in the past that you want to get coming on? It's all brand new?
This is a new thing.
Right.
It counts for any grants going forward.
Okay, cool, thank you.
When do you think you might get the response of potentially getting it? Do you know? Like, it takes how many months?
It's due to be submitted tomorrow. This is a VOCA grant,
And it'll take how long to get the response back then?
several months.
Several months, what I'm...
We've received these grants for over 20 years, so it's,
that's
but they're getting a lot more strict. The federal government's getting more involved with the issuance of these grants.
Okay, good. Helping them. All right. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Going aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, it's the human resources, which is A, approval of employment contract for our IT director.
Good morning, Kim Karkowitz, Human Resource Director. Office is on the 7th floor of this building. Before you is an employment contract for our new IT director. For the IT director, there was some particulars that we came to agreement that we needed to have in writing for the director coming on board. With that, this employment contract has been viewed by County Council and has met with their approval.
Any other comments or questions?
No, I'd just like to thank Kim on this process. We had a lot of applications came in. Myself and Commissioner Fleming interviewed 3 people, who are all very qualified, but we feel this is the best candidate, and I'm sure he will do a phenomenal job in St. Joe County in our IT department.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, the next thing is the building department, which is A, permission for solicitation of bids for demolition of commended properties, or, I'm sorry, of condemned properties.
Good morning, Phil Garrett, Counsel for the Building Department, offices at 420 Lincoln Way West. At your last regular board meeting, you approved demolition orders for 5 properties. We're here for the next step in the process, seeking permission to obtain bids to demolish those properties. Happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Any comments or questions?
So what's the ballpark figure that's being charged now for demolition?
We've not done demolitions for about 4 years, and Chuck Buelow handled the demolitions at that time, so I'm not sure what the cost was.
Okay, because I think that that's one thing that commissioners were looking, I'm sure the council of, in the budget process, if we're gonna be, especially with code enforcement, other things that we may be looking at, so once
Right.
you find out, just, I'm sure you'll let everybody know
Yeah,
what that
so
would
this
be.
is the first of 5 properties. I think we continued 6, so we're doing them piecemeal. The other 6 will be before you in September. Then we'll ask for bids on those, and I think the understanding is if there is a need for budget, then Abby will be going before the county council for an appropriation if needed.
Do you know how long this has been on the burner for these to be demoed?
I'm not sure. I've been involved in the process since about January or December of last year, so.
Okay.
Wow.
And then just looking at these, it looks like we're doing as many in different parts of the county as opposed to a bunch in the same, am I just assuming too much?
My understanding from talking with Randy James is that they have gone through the entire county and created this list, and that's been approved by various county departments.
Okay, cool, thanks, man.
Yep, no problem.
And you said that these are the 5 buildings that we've already gotten to,
There were
right?
5 buildings approved last
Yeah,
time, 6 were
last-
continued.
yeah.
Those 6 will be up in September.
Okay, all right, is there a motion at all?
Sure, motion to approve the demo list.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, next thing on our agenda is the Health Department. A, which is approval to apply for a grant through Indiana Department of Health to promote the COVID-19 vaccine and conducting research to reach hard-to-reach populations.
Good morning. Amy Rupi, Administrator for the Department of Health. Offices on the 8th and 9th floor of the County City Building. And I just wanted to mention that this grant is not to do research, but it is to conduct direct outreach for the hard-to-reach populations.
Any other comments or questions?
Sure, Dr. Einhertz, you just want to give, because there's been a lot of misinformation of emails we received and comments,
Right.
just to the totality of the person who was involved that, future employment, that type of stuff, so we can put that issue to rest.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bob Einters, Health Officer, St. Joe County Offices, 8th and 9th floor. The question that you're asking actually pertains to something that you already passed and voted on in this particular grant for COVID-19. To my knowledge, there's been no misinformation relative to that grant. And so I'd happy to answer any specific questions regarding this, or if you do wish me to respond to the previous one, I'd be happy to do so.
If you want to elaborate a little bit, so.
Sure. And so we received a number of donations received a grant, extramural funding, and a number of donations from a number of different institutions within St. Joseph County, including Martin's, St. Mary's, Notre Dame, and a number of other organizations to support a conference that Sally Dixon, who is here in the audience and a member of the St. Joseph County Department of Health, primarily organized, along with numerous colleagues here within St. Joseph County, to try to address the disparities that occur within our county as it relates particularly to infant mortality, but maternal and infant mortality, to address those disparities, to come up with solutions to those disparities, and to inform the public of those disparities. There was a fair amount of misinformation circulating regarding that conference, as well as regarding the nature of the funding for that conference. I'd like to thank you for continuing to support efforts to promote and nurture birth equity within this county.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thanks for an update, because that's unfortunately happens a lot, which is the nature
Yes, thank you
of
very
what we do, so.
much. Is there a motion?
Sure, I motion to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, Health Department B, which is approval of service agreement with the Civic Canopy.
Yes, we would like to enter into a contract with Civic Canopy to develop a training program for our department.
Any questions or
Sure,
comments?
just a brief synopsis of what the training would entail.
Cassie?
Did you get that photo I sent you, Mr. Reinhardt?
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you so
gotcha.
much. I appreciate that.
No further questions on it.
Yeah, so actually, we can bring Cassie White to the podium if you want. She has more of the details. She's the director of the Health Equity Epidemiology and Data Unit within the department. But this particular grant is to support the Civic Canopy, and this is to train our community health workers on how to build coalitions within the community to address a number of different problems within the community. So that's what that's for. It's a group out of Colorado.
Okay. Do you know how long that training will take, or?
I did, but it's somewhere in the far back recesses of my brain now.
Just a couple months.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Over the summer.
Okay. All right, is there a motion?
Sure, I'd just like to thank the Health Department for all the work they do. There's a lot of things that they work on in the community, so again, I myself appreciate that, because I live out where most of this stuff in the outreach is going. So again, all the hard work y'all do, I really appreciate what you're doing, so, and I move for approval.
And I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. And again, I just have always thought that the Health Department, since I'm a doctor dentist, we've been doing the good thing for helping people. So good, thank you so much. Okay, moving on to the next thing would be infrastructure planning and growth. A, which is a consent agenda. And the consent agenda is description of irrevocable letter of credit, the Hills and St. Joe Farms, Section 1 and 2. And then the traffic regulatory requests, description 1, stop sign and Crestwell Drive at Alterton Drive, and 2, establish speed limit on 2 pieces of Brick Road, Laurel Road to State Road 933, and State Road 933 to Hollyhock Road. Any other comments or questions about that?
You want to comment on those? See a comment on those, Guy?
No, if you guys.
What's, were the speed limit stuff, had there ever been signs there, or?
Sky Meadows, Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth, offices on the 7th and 11th floor. In this instance, there were no signs at that location.
Okay.
And we had some requests to put those up, and so we did the necessary studies to put up the speed limit that needed to
Okay.
go there.
Like, overall, I would assume there'll probably be maybe other requests, because I'm sure there's just the volume of streets and miles we have to monitor?
Yeah, there's a process that the requests go through. If someone calls in and wants a speed limit changed, we do a speed analysis. If there aren't any signs currently, we can do a speed analysis, or we look at what the surrounding area is like, and there's a speed limit that we can pick from there.
Okay.
What's it run for a sign now? How much?
Oh, I'd have to look at our most recent bid. Probably about, I think, $150, $200.
And do we internally, or we have to bid that out?
We bid that out every year for, as part of our annual bids,
Okay.
the package to provide signage.
Does the South Bend Sign Shop bid on that?
No, they don't. And in the past, I think they've been approached to help, but they're busy with their own stuff, so they really can't help. But South Bend Traffic and Lighting does maintain our lights for us.
Okay.
And we
Well,
pay
since
them
my
a fee.
district now encompasses the city of South Bend, I'll talk to those dudes to
Okay.
see if they can
Sure.
hook us up with something that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. All right, moving on now to B, which is bid award approval, community crossings matching grant, maintenance asphalt overlay.
What this item is the bids that we received last week for our Community Crossings grant program. It's for about 10.4 miles of roadway to be paved, and the state matches $1 million, 50-50 match. We did add some additional roads. After reviewing, we recommend that the board award the paving project to Milestone Contractors North in the base bid amount of $4,141,000.00. Take any questions?
Any questions or comments about this?
And some of the funding just comes from the council as part of the ARP.
This is not, this will not use the ARP funding.
Okay.
We have funding set aside for this each year, and we'll get the $1 million from the state. The ARP will be used for other
Okay.
roadways.
And this will cover about how many miles?
About 10.4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, prices have gone up substantially. I mean, we're looking at about, if you look at these numbers, it's about $400,000 per mile of road.
And your office maintains how many miles in St. Joe County?
We maintain 1,200 centerline miles of roadway.
Good.
Which is the fourth largest in the state.
All righty. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, next is C on the agenda, which is quote award, catch basin repair to HRP Construction.
We had some drainage structures in a couple areas that needed repaired, so we sent it out for quotes. HRP Construction came back with a low quote of $59,850. We have funds available to do this in our LRSA account, and we have reviewed this and recommend your approval.
Any questions or comments?
Negative.
Okay.
Motion
Is there a
to,
motion?
motion to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay. Next will be on the agenda D, which is approval of change order number 1, which is R and S 92101 at South Miscellaneous Road resurfacing and rehabilitation various roads within District 1, 2, and 3.
We had 3 roads pretty much needing some emergency repairs last year in 3 different locations. And so what we did is we had a contractor that was out working on this contract near the area, so we asked them to submit a change order to take care of those items. And that's what this change order takes care of, is payment for what they did for those items. It was paid for based on time and materials. And we've reviewed all the documents and approve and recommend your approval for this item.
Any comments or questions?
No, I approve.
All right, is there a motion?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, next on the agenda for the infrastructure planning and growth is E, which is approval to negotiate towing contracts for code enforcement program.
Abby Wiles, Area Plan Commission Director. We solicited requests for proposals for towing services for the code enforcement program and received 4 proposals. They were reviewed with Brandy Ecker, and we have determined 3 to be responsible and responsive. We're requesting approval to negotiate contracts with Citywide Towing, Hamilton Towing, and Tony's Mobile Service. One was deemed to be not complete as pricing was not included in the submittal.
Any other questions or comments?
It is one quick question. The commissioners were interested in your time in the Sunburst Marathon?
It was shameful. It wasn't my best race, but it was, oh gosh, something along the lines of like 2:05.
Okay, so Mr. Shalio could not beat you if there was a race run? No? Okay, cool.
It was my first race, my first half post baby. So
That's a very good time.
just getting the game.
Cool. So in regards to this matter, Mr. Mish wanted to know that, the time on the race. Like,
Oh,
again, all the
really?
work that's gone into the code enforcement, which is always going to be a work in progress since we just started, but I think it's going phenomenally well. And this is just another aspect of getting you and the code people all the tools that we need. So this is another good step in the towing process. Those are 3 quality towing companies, which I've worked with probably before some people were born. So that's a good start. So I make a motion to approve.
Well, I'll second that, but before we move on though, I just want to say that, so then you have these citywide towing, you have different ones, you have different contracts, is that right?
Correct. So just, I guess at a high level,
Negotiate 'em?
Hamilton's and Tony's had a flat rate of towing, but then they also included a mileage rate. Citywide did not include a mileage rate, but they have a specific service territory. So it's likely that we would reach out to one company and they might be busy. We'd want to have a bench of companies that we could contact for various geographic areas within the county.
Okay. So, all right then. I second that, so.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye, good, thank you. Okay, next thing is F, approval of professional services agreement, Iverson Grove, appraisal for Pine Road properties.
Good morning, Bill Shallow with Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth with offices on the 7th and 11th floor. Before you today is a proposal, actually 2 proposals, items F and item G, for professional services related to appraisals on 3 properties owned by the South Bend International Airport. These are properties, at least one of these, if not all 3, are properties that the Shirley Hines Land Trust has an interest in acquiring. Shirley Hines Land Trust is working with the County Council to acquire funds through the American Rescue Plan Act for those property acquisitions. We have agreed to partner with both parties to get these appraisals so that we could set some values so that the fund request is a little bit more tailored to the actual expenses. But for you today is a proposal from Iverson Grove in the amount of $2,000. And another proposal, item G, is a proposal from Appraisal Services, Inc. in the amount of $1,800. The Redevelopment Commission has approved both of these. If there's any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Any comments or questions?
Bill, is there something coming down or possible other development associated with this at some point?
So the main big property would be acquired, added on to the land that is already part of the Leidick Bog site. This would be an opportunity to extend trails to the east to Pine Road and ultimately to Chaco Dino World. So it would be a way to connect all of these projects together. So it really is kind of a partnership project with all of the projects happening in the Western Preserve area.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
I second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Should
Okay.
take a second vote on the Appraisal Inc., is that what it is, Bill? Steve
Yes,
Santee.
Appraisal Services, Inc., yes.
Thank you.
Move for approval of the services.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, on agenda G, approval of the professional services agreement.
We just did that
You
one.
just did that one, okay. I didn't know that you moved on, I'm sorry. Good, prove that, yay, great. Okay, H, approval of professional services agreement, Cogent Industrial Partners, Indiana Enterprise Center Master Development Consulting Agreement.
Yes, over the last several years, we've been working with a number of partners as we put together the research and design and development of the Indiana Enterprise Center, and also some other projects related to the development in the southwest quadrant of the airport, and some land acquisition, or land that was sold north of the airport or northeast of the airport. Cogent Industrial Partners has been a partner with us over that time. What we're looking to do is expand that relationship as we see an increase in projects, not only in the IC, but also in some other sites, expanding the bench of our office to complement what the chamber is doing, but also to expand some outward-facing services. That's what this proposal would do. We've been working, like I said, with Cogent to do some development planning, to do some site coordination, and to do some other outreach. There's a proposal on the agenda today on one of those outreach agenda items. Proposal is a monthly service rate not to exceed $5,000, billed at a rate. The proposal would extend through June 30th, 2023. Commission approved this contract back at its meeting in June. If there's any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Any comments or questions?
No questions, move for approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, and the next would be Agenda I, which is approval of professional services agreement, right? Cogent Industrial Partners, right, and SIOR event sponsorship.
Yes, in August, the SIOR, the Midwest Society of Industrial and Office Realtors, will be holding an event at the campus of the University of Notre Dame on August 25th and 26th. We're partnering with several other partners to sponsor one of the events and to be a title sponsor of this event. Our cost for that sponsorship is $5,000. Redevelopment Commission has approved this. Staff is requesting your approval of this request.
Any questions or comments?
So this would be like a PR point of the event?
It would, yeah. While a lot of the activities for this SIOR event are specific to the Notre Dame campus, this would be one of these activities that would take people off campus to take a tour of Union Station, the airport area, and IEC in particular, areas that we could see some development. So way to get the brokerage community out of the classrooms and to actually
Okay.
see our community, so.
And that bike trail in Portage Woods too, maybe?
Certainly, we could fly over that and take a look at
Good
that,
answer.
point that out.
Good answer. Good job.
Absolutely. As
All
long
right,
as you
buddy.
don't make me bike it or run in a marathon.
Cool.
So, I
Abby
mean,
already left, so,
okay. Whew.
cool. I have no further questions, I move for approval.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. Okay, good.
No
All
yawning.
right, now we're moving on to old business, and we don't have any old business. And now we're moving on to any D, which is public comments. Any public comments? Anybody from in here making public comments? Okay.
Dan?
Kim Karkowitz, Human Resource Director, St. Joseph County, offices on the 7th floor of this building. Just wanted to take a moment to invite everybody to our job fair that we are doing. It is our second annual, and it will be on June 28th from noon until 3 in the lobby of the County City Building. We have over 114 positions that we are looking to fill. Many departments are doing on-the-spot interviews, and we are going to be there to promote the great work that the county does for the community and the great benefits that the county offers to their employees. So please make sure to let everybody know about our job fair on June 28th.
We have 100 and how many? vacancies?
114.
Okay.
114, wow.
Which department has the most vacancies? Engineering, highway?
Highway has a few.
Okay,
The police also have a few. Yeah.
cool, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be there.
All right.
Thank you, thank you. All right, any other public comments here?
Dan?
None? Okay. Any public comments? On the computer?
Hodge? Anything from Hodge? Thumbs up, right? Just did the,
All right. None? Yes? No? Are we,
motion to
I was
recess.
just going to say, I'll have a motion to recess.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye. All right, thank you all very much. Take care.
Recording stopped.